Hey there. I'm a cool kid. When it comes to one thing I know, it's you gotta stay above the influence. You know, I'm a cool kid. I can shoot while I'm sitting down. You know, I can even do parkour. You know, you gotta be above the influence, not the influence. It'll take advantage of you. It once started when I had a problem just carrying lots of pens around. All kinds of pens. Didn't really know why, I just did it. I always had a problem with people wearing gloves, so I'd take them off of them. But you know, the problem wouldn't last that long, so I'd give them back to them. I used to buy cotton balls, and I would eat them. It was a nasty habit, and I had to kick it. I knew once I got caught enough. Then there was my paint thinner in the eye phase I went through when I was a teen. You know, they were pretty fun, but I just wasn't seeing clear. Sometimes I'd see triple. Sometimes I'd even go berserk. And then the most memorable one was pieces of paper in between my toes. Oh, that was nice. But you know, now, my life is clear. It's good, it's colorful, and I'm a confident young man. I can take on anything, anyone, and I'm really good at Uno. My life is above the influence.
All right, welcome back. BSU Late Night. We have Mike Kiktavy. People get that wrong all the time, you said, and I am one of those victims. I apologize. But it's great to have you on here. You're a stand-up comedian from Indianapolis, correct?
Yes.
So
indeed.
so what brings you here? Like what made you come on our show?
Well, because I want an opportunity to meet you two gentlemen,
Exactly.
meet the crew, maybe make some people laugh, have some fun.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Plus, it's spring break, right? So
Spring
Exactly.
break. Do you have any crazy spring break stories?
I do. I was down in Panama City.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think Brian might be going there.
That's where I'm
Is that where
going.
we're going? Yeah.
All right.
Well, we were at the Hooters down there in Panama City, and I said something to one of the waitresses that upset her a little bit. And later on in the night, they invited us to go to Coyote Ugly, and we went to Coyote Ugly, and I heard my name get called right over the intercom. So they told me to go up to the bar. So I walked up to the bar, and what they did was they put caution tape around my eyes, and then they tied my arms together, and then they tied me to a rope that goes above the bar, right? So I was thinking, well, this is cool, because, you know, in the movies, you know, they pour alcohol down people's throats and stuff like that. So what happened was the bartender jumped off the bar, took off her studded belt, and started to beat me in the back with it. But so here I am, like, squirming around like a fish out of water, right, you know?
Right.
And there was two bouncers actually standing on both sides of me so that I couldn't get away, you know? So then they asked me to open up my mouth, so I did, and I'm like, oh, this is the part with the alcohol, right?
Yeah.
And so they did pour some alcohol in my mouth, but it was the well liquor, and it was out of her boot.
Oh,
Yeah.
Gross.
So not only did I get beat with a studded belt, but now I have athlete's foot in my mouth.
oh,
so
there we go. Oh, gosh.
Just another party
Just-
in Panama.
hey
Exactly.
man, that's how it goes.
Oh,
That's how,
geez.
as Charlie Sheen would say, that's how I roll.
That's
Yeah, exactly. The Sheenmeister. So how long have you been doing comedy?
About a year, I guess. I really kind of started going at it pretty hard about 6 months ago, working a lot of the clubs and open mics in Indianapolis and surrounding areas.
What made you want to go into comedy?
Well, I always wanted to do it ever since I was a kid, but eventually my wife got sick of listening to me try and make her laugh. So I came home one day about a year ago, and she was like, just go to a stage, do it, get away from me, you know, so.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So
it's
she
worked out pretty
supports
well.
it.
Yeah, she's really
pretty
cool
cool.
about it. Yeah, I have a really cool wife. She's really great. Yeah,
And how often do you usually do shows?
I do a couple a week at least. Sometimes more, sometimes less, depending on what my schedule's like. But yeah.
Cool. Do you have any shows? You have some shows coming up, right?
Yeah, I do. March 13th, I'll be at the Comedy Caravan in Louisville. March 14th, I'll be at Bears Place in Bloomington. March 18th, I'll be at a place called Jackass Flats in Dayton, Ohio. And then March 19th, I'll be at a place called Locals Only on the east side of Indianapolis.
Awesome.
So yeah.
Any questions, Brian?
Sounds like you got a full schedule ahead. As far as like when you're writing jokes and coming up with material, what's the like? Do you like to take stuff from your personal life, or do you kind of like to just go creative and make stuff up on your own? Or
Yeah. A lot of it revolves around my personal life. I'm real open about my personal life and stuff like that. I find that it's a little more real if it comes from my own experiences and things like that. So yeah, and I don't really have like a writing technique. Some people will say, they have a writing technique. I usually just think it up and then just do it on a stage. And if it sucks, I just don't do it again.
Exactly.
there we go.
Shows are your test.
Yeah,
really.
yeah. And open mics are really good for that. So
That's great. Yeah, well, we're excited to have you on the show. When we come back, Mike's going to be on here doing some of his stand-up comedy.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Yeah. Woo! Welcome back to BSU Late Night. Now for some comedy, we're going to have Brian introduce our guest.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together, please, for Mike Kiktavy.
Woo! Thank you. Thank you. It is great to be here. I'm going Charlie Sheen style today. I did a bunch of cocaine, smoked some crack, and didn't take a shower, so. All right. But I'm married, and Valentine's Day just recently passed, and I wanted to do something a little bit different this year for my wife. I wanted to be a little bit more creative, think outside the box, so I decided to send her a sex message, put a little bow on it, took a picture, sent it. I didn't get quite the reaction I was looking for. I got a phone call about 5 minutes later from my mom. Yeah. She wanted to know why I was sending her baby pictures. And if you think that was funny, you should have heard how loud she laughed when I said they weren't. But like I said, I'm married, and a lot of my younger friends want to know what it's like to be married, and I usually tell them that it's kind of like that show Lockup on MSNBC, where they go and interview like guys in the penitentiary. And they always interview that one guy who's locked down for all day, and he gets an hour to go out to the yard and walk around. It's kind of like that, except for that hour is usually spent at like Bed Bath & Beyond or the mall or with my in-laws. And then a lot of people are like, well, if it's that bad, why are you still married, Mike? And I'm like, well, because I'm not going back in general population. Bad things happen in general population, like alimony and child support, and STDs. I'm not trying to share a cell with a guy an alcoholic who pees his bed all day and masturbates to porn. I've been there. I've done that. His name is John, and he was the best man at my wedding. But my wife and I, we have a dog, right, which is really cool. But he's actually a little bit different. He's gay. And he's already a golden retriever, so he's not really that masculine to begin with. But every time I pet him, he always gets an erection, right? And some of you might be thinking, hey, that's really great. Like, that's really cute. You have a gay dog. And, you can dress him up in a rainbow sweater, and he can help decorate your house and stuff. And you're right until you're making love with your wife, and you turn around and see an 80-pound dog staring at you in the eyes, dry humping his pillow. And then it's like being part of this weird menage a trois that you didn't really want to be invited to, But we didn't cross swords, so that's cool. And I can never really discipline him anymore. Like every time I get mad at him, I want to, punch him or something. His tail starts wagging and he starts drooling and stuff all over the place. I feel like I'm committing a hate crime. I don't know if this has ever happened to you guys before, but every once in a while I'll be driving down the road and I start getting these really sharp pains in my stomach, like I have to go to the bathroom really bad. I start freaking out, I start rolling down the windows and turn off the radio, and sweat starts dripping down my forehead, and I start to pray like, please God, don't let me poop my pants. Please God, don't let me poop my pants. 30 seconds later, I look like a fisherman rolling a 200-pound bass. I'm like, no. Like somebody's trying to shove a hot coal at my butt. The last time it happened to me, my wife was with me, and she was just trying to coach me through it. She's like, just breathe, honey, just breathe. It's going to be okay, just breathe. I'm like, breathe? I'm about to pass a baby out of my butt, and you want me to breathe? I need a doctor and an epidural stat. Somebody get me in the emergency room, prep me for surgery. Anyway, I'll leave you guys with this. My parents are getting a little bit older, so I like to use words and phrases that they don't understand. It's kind of a little game I like to play. Kind of makes me laugh. Like the other day, my dad called me up and he was like, "Hey, kiddo, me and your mom are getting ready to go on our annual vacation." I was like, "Oh, wow, Dad, that's great. What are you going to do this year? Are you going to give Mom the shocker?" He's like, "Shocker? There's nothing shocking about going on vacation." I said, "You're right, Dad. There isn't anything shocking about going on vacation. Maybe you'll drop a tea bag on Mom this year." "Well, your mother does love tea. You know how much she loves it. We probably will enjoy some." Like, you know what I like to do when I'm on vacation, Dad? I like to skeet like a water hose all over your daughter-in-law. He's like, "Really? You think I should come all over your mother?" Like, "Oh, Dad, I guess the joke's on me. I didn't know you were such a huge rap fan." Thanks, little John. All right, you guys have been great. Thanks. My name is Mike Kiktavy.
Thanks, Mike.
Fantastic.
Great show, a lot of laughs, and actually we have connection back in Libya, so we're going to go back there for them to take away the show. So check us out on bsulatenight.com and call our phone number. Thanks. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Libya to Libya.
Do something! I don't know who that man is over there. Who is he? I don't know. Shut up! Stop! Shut up! You don't understand what's going on. Let me talk. Let me talk. Hey! Hey! Just it's gonna be okay. Bring it up. No.
Perfect.
That was fun, man.
Yeah,
Thanks for coming.
very good. Thank you very much. That was hilarious. That was great.
Good luck on your shows and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.